Hey all, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Julie and I mostly make content surrounding topics such as music, makeup, as well as mental health. Today's video is music related. I've been active on Twitter lately, so if you're not following me on there, you should. My handle is Julie Counseling, all one word, no underscore. For today's video, I have my webcam set up and I have tier maker set up, which I've been seeing a lot on Twitter, and I've seen some of my mutuals rank their favorite metalcore bands and least favorite using this format, so I wanted to try it out for myself. There's gonna be bands on here because I looked at it last night that I've never heard of or that I have heard of but I'm sleeping on them. So if there's a band here that you love and I am like, I've never heard of them or I've never listened to them, please encourage me to listen to them, and I would love if you recommended a specific song or album that you like so I have a good place to start. So we have a touch here to swipe thing with all these metalcore bands. Hopefully the genre police don't come for me here. This is I the Breather. I've heard of them. I think they've played Warped Tour before. I've never listened to them. Never heard of Any Given Day. Avenged Sevenfold. I may be moving these around, so I'm going to put it on Crank It Up every time. I know a lot of people think Avenged Sevenfold's a little much and cheesy, but I love Avenged Sevenfold. I don't know, especially older Avenged Sevenfold, and I always turn it up. I was doing my makeup listening to them the other day, so a mirror. I mean, they're okay. I'm going to say a mirror is tolerable for me. Did they come out with new music recently? I feel like I might be behind on that. Born of Osiris. Born of Osiris is one of my boyfriend's favorite bands. He actually has a Born of Osiris tapestry in his room, and I would have to say that I would crank them up. I think he's rubbed off on me that they're pretty amazing. I've never listened to Alpha Wolf. Issues is one of my favorite bands. Probably not in my top 10 anymore, but they're definitely one of my favorite bands. So I guess this Crank It Up every time is good. I wouldn't say all day, every day, because I don't listen to them as often as I used to. Okay, I've heard of Capture the Crown, never listened to them. Crown the Empire, I have not listened to more recent works. I can't remember the name of the album. Whatever album they released in 2010, I love that album, and I actually recently discovered that album. I knew who they were as a band, but never really listened. So I'm going to go with pretty good for Crown the Empire because I really like them, but I can't say I crank it up every time I hear them. This is just my opinion. Obviously, I've heard of Northlane and Between the Buried and Me. However, not enough to really rate them here. Now we have All That Remains. All That Remains I haven't listened to a ton. I'm going to say they're tolerable. They're tolerable for me. Okay. Ooh, Slipknot. Yeah, I actually like Slipknot. I really like this Crank It Up every time category. It's oddly specific and resonates with me. I'm like, oh yeah, I do crank that up every time. Volumes, I haven't got super into. My favorite song by Volumes is the song Erased. I think it's so good. And again, my boyfriend showed this to me. He's gotten me into a lot of music. So Volumes, I'm going to say are pretty good because I love the song Erased. That one, boom, amazing. However, I haven't gotten super into them beyond that. Haven't heard of Novelist or Esser. I don't even know what that band logo says. I'm sorry. Veil of Maya. Okay. Veil of Maya, that song Outsider, like, ugh, it's so good. So I'm going to put them in pretty good because, again, I haven't got into them as much as I should. Although hopefully next year I will see them on their tour with Dance Gavin Dance, which I was supposed to this year. My boyfriend definitely likes that band, and that rubbed off on me. Not enough where I'm super into them and can put them higher up, but moving on. I've heard of After the Burial, but haven't listened to them much. I haven't heard of Make Me Famous. August Burns Red, ugh, people are gonna think my music taste is cheesy. It's like dad metalcore, but I freaking love August Burns Red, and they're definitely one of my favorite metalcore bands. Let's see. Abandon All Ships. I haven't listened to Abandon All Ships since like mid-2000s emo person days. They're okay. Don't they have that kind of like EDM feel to their music as well, unless I'm confusing them with someone else? So I'm gonna put them in tolerable. Ooh, Icy Stars. Icy Stars is definitely one of my favorite bands. I mean, Scene Kid, like, come on. That you know the album I'm talking about. You know, oh. And the newer Icy Stars, it's beautiful. It's so freaking good. Anyway, Sworn In, obviously I've heard of Sworn In. I haven't listened to them really, so I'm not going to rate them. I Prevail, same deal. Why can't I read this? I don't even know what that says. Alisana, I can rate. I listened to them back in the day. I'll say they're pretty good. However, I've heard the album The Emptiness is really good, and I have yet to check it out. We have, Under Oath. Under Oath's definitely one of my favorite bands in this realm. I actually have an old Under Oath band tee as well. They just make my heart happy. They're a really talented band. What else we got? Escape the Fate. Escape the Fate's definitely one of my favorite bands too. I like Ronnie and Craig. I'm not speaking on them as human beings. I'm just talking about the band itself. And we're emo, so we have to like old Escape the Fate. I'm joking. I'm joking, by the way, but okay. Whitechapel, I used to listen to them. So back in my scene phase in high school, I remember I was like, I don't like pop rock. I don't like Fall Out Boy. I only listen to super heavy music. And so we have Whitechapel, which I did listen to a good amount. I'm going to say they're tolerable. I'm sorry if they're really, really good and you love them. I'm not dogging them. I'm going with my gut here. Ice Nine Kills is good. Ice Nine Kills is definitely good. I'll put them in pretty good. They're not one of my favorites. I don't gravitate toward them often, but they're definitely really talented and a good band as a whole. Stick to Your Guns I've listened to somewhat. I don't really remember. Honestly, I've not listened to Black Veil Brides, like, at all, so I'm not going to rate them either. Woe Is Me. Woe Is Me. I wish Woe Is Me could come back. I feel like Woe Is Me was better than Issues. I really, really, really do. So all day, every day, Woe Is Me. You put on Woe Is Me, I'm going to freak out. They're great. Attack Attack. Attack Attack is definitely one of my favorites, but I'm going to put them in Crank It Up every time because I haven't listened to them a ton, like as in sitting down and soaking in a whole album and really getting the vibe, more so just like they have so many scene kid anthems like Smokeahanas and what is Shred White and Blue. That's our national anthem now. I'm joking. Gideon I've heard of, haven't really listened to. I haven't really listened to like Moss to Flames. A Skylight Drive, yes. Emo person loves this. Skylight Drive, I'm gonna say probably is one of my favorite metalcore bands for sure. The vocals just, yes, wonderful. Suicide Silence, I don't listen to a ton. I'm not actually into like very like deathcore, death metal, super heavy music, but I will listen to it here and there. I love Wake Up and I love saying as an emo person, I'm gonna use that for my alarm. So they're pretty good. Suicide Silence is pretty good. I'll put them there. Parkway Drive. Okay, so this is challenging because I love Parkway Drive. I was just listening to Romance is Dead the other day, which is one of my favorite songs. That album as a whole, the album the track is on, is so good. But now they're like dad rock, so I don't really have an interest in hearing their dad rock-esque, but it's challenging. So old Parkway Drive, Crank It Up every time. New Parkway Drive's tolerable, so they're going to go in pretty good. We're going to put them in between the two to take into account all of their works as a whole. Demon Hunter, heard of, haven't listened to. I can't even read that. I think, whatever. Bring Me the Horizon is really good. I have to admit that I haven't got into newer Bring Me the Horizon or followed them all that much. And they're not a band that I really listen to all that often, which is very surprising as an emo person, so we're going with pretty good. Betraying the Martyrs, I've heard one song by them, so I can't really rate them there. A Day to Forget. Where are you going? Never, ever, ever, ever. If there's allegations against you and you don't talk about them, you can kiss my rump. Moving on. Let's see. I just don't like Franz. I think that's what it is. I think their songs are funny, but they're tolerable sometimes, I guess. I don't know. It just depends on the mood. They can go intolerable. Periphery. Periphery is really good. This is definitely one of my boyfriend's favorite bands, and I'm going to put them in pretty good. They are pretty good. We have Memphis Mayfire. I haven't got super into Memphis Mayfire, but I will say pretty good. The songs I've heard, I definitely have jammed out to, and it's in the realm of stylistic music that I tend to like. Bless the Fall. Oh, I have a Bless the Fall band tee. I freaking love Bless the Fall. They're so good. Crank up Bless the Fall every time. Bless up Bless the Fall. Wage War is one of my cousin's favorite bands. I really need to get into them because I have heard good things. I've heard of For All Those Sleeping, but not much. Sleeping with Sirens. Sleeping with Sirens, I wouldn't say I crank up all the time, but they are pretty good. I don't know about their newer works. They came out with new music recently. Am I correct? I'm not entirely sure. Falling in Reverse. My boyfriend loves Falling in Reverse. I know I keep talking about him, but it's because, and I've talked about this in other videos, that the people I'm around greatly influence my music taste because they show me new music and then we make memories together listening to that music. So I don't like Falling in Reverse, so they're going there. I'm sorry, Dave. I haven't listened to the MD Affliction. I really need to. I've heard very good things. Bullet for My Valentine. Crank it up every time. It's funny, I love Tears Don't Fall so much, and my dad kind of learned how to play it on guitar somewhat. He likes the song too. I love when my dad actually likes the music I do, because he usually complains about the metalcore genre and how there's so much screaming and whatever, but he has an appreciation for Bullet for My Valentine. The Devil Wears Prada, okay, with Roots Above Branches, slaps. It slaps. It is not up for debate. I don't know about newer works by them, but crank it up every time, definitely. We Came as Romans is one of my favorite bands in this genre, all day, every day. Love We Came as Romans, rip Kyle Pavone, what a wonderful human, what a wonderful band, just, yes. Oh, Motionless in White. I have some fellow mutuals who really like Motionless in White, so I will be checking them out more. I'm going to say Motionless in White is pretty good. I have a feeling that opinion is going to change over time to a higher tier, but we'll see. Oh, another garbage? Look at that. Canceled Austin Carlisle. You're going in the garbage. Never, ever, ever, ever. We're almost there, guys. Killswitch Engage is so funny. I was just singing Holy Diver earlier. It was like, I was talking to my mom about Holy Roller by Spirit Box, and she's like, I think I've heard it before. I'm like, are you talking about Holy Diver? I actually like Killswitch. I'm gonna say they're pretty good. I know. I think they're pretty good. Does this make them suffer? I need to get into their newer music, but actually, yeah, I'm gonna say they're pretty good as well. Another band I got into because of the BF. Chelsea Grin is tolerable. They're pretty good. Again, I'm not super into like that really, really heavy sound, but I will listen to them in passing sometimes, especially if I have a friend or whoever listening to them. You don't deserve to be on here. You hired someone to kill your wife. Isn't that what happened? Asking Alexandria. Okay, this is the thing. Old Asking Alexandria is good, I think, but it is so misogynistic. New Asking Alexandria, you can't come back from that, so you're going right there. Never, ever. New Asking Alexandria, the lyrics just make me crack up laughing. They sound like they were written by a 10-year-old, so I know, I'm having harsh opinions right now. I'm very, like, intense today. I am an intense person. Don't mind me. I've heard of Miss May I, not enough to share anything, or In Flames. Honestly, Pierce the Veil, I know this is, like, everyone's like favorite band. Fuck Mike, by the way. Heard about that. Fuck Mike. But beyond that, I will say they're tolerable. I've never been someone super into Pierce the Veil. The only aspect of them that I really like is when Vic Fuentes did A Love Like War with All Time Low. That is a great song, in my opinion. Dance Gavin Dance is definitely one of my favorite metalcore bands of all time, and they are my boyfriend's favorite band. They are going right there. We love you, John Mass. We love you, Tillian. We stan. Dance Gavin Dance is just so unique, and I get that people don't like them. They don't connect to John's Unclean sometimes because his lyricism can be a little weird. However, I like them a lot. I really, really, really do. I listen to Afterburner at least like twice a week. Yeah, I've heard of some of the other bands on here a little bit, like You Me at 6, Alexis on Fire, but not really enough to rate them. So let's go over what we got. So my all day, everyday category is August Burns Red, I See Stars, Under Oath, We Came as Romans, Escape the Fate, Woe Is Me, A Skylit Drive, and Dance Gavin Dance. Yep, love all those bands, makes sense. Crank that up. We got Avenged Sevenfold, Board of Osiris, Issues, Slipknot, Attack Attack, Bless the Fall, Bullet for My Valentine, and TDWP. Pretty Good was a big category. Crown the Empire, Volume, Sleeping with Sirens, Veil of Maya, Periphery, Alisana, Ice Nine Kills, Parkway Drive, Suicide Silence, Bring Me Horizon, Memphis Mayfire, Motionless in White, Kill Switch, and Make Them Suffer. Tolerable, Amir, All That Remains, Abandon All Ships, Whitechapel, Attila, Chelsea Grin, and Pierce the Veil, and Confront Mike. And Never Ever, because we have some horrific, abusive people in there. We're not going to speak on those, but Asking Alexandria, your new album's just not good. That is just my opinion. I know I was salty in this video, and I'm really weird, and I don't know what's happening, but that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it. I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel as well, and I'm hoping to do more music-related content in the future. You can follow me on my social medias. They'll be somewhere around. My Instagram is Julie_counseling. My Twitter is Julie Counseling with no underscore. My coaching Instagram, because I'm a certified personal trainer, is Julie_coaching. And my Facebook page will be linked down below in the description as well. And I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye, guys.